Hey guys, just wanted to give a quick introduction. This is over our accident investigation, everything we did over in the previous training. Just wanted to show you guys what it looked like in action using an example of an incident. Wanted to keep it good, lighthearted, fun, but also keep it serious so you guys could learn something. Hopefully y'all will and use it and implement it in the future.
Bob! Help! Are you okay?
My leg!
Let me go get help. Colton's been hurt.
Get the medical equipment, call 911.
All right.
Colton, are you okay?
My leg!
So, in this situation, your employee is injured. The first thing you want to do is calm him down. Keep direct eye contact with him. Don't leave his side. The second thing you want to do is to assess his injuries. And then once you've assessed those injuries, you can determine whether medical aid or first aid treatment is best. Once that is determined, if it is medical aid, you want to stabilize the patient until medical aid arrives. Once they have, you want to pass him off to the medical authorities, make sure that he is taken care of. Then you can go about recording the incident, recording what happened.
When it comes to collecting evidence and analyze the accident scene, the first step you're going to want to take is make a barrier of the scene. In most cases, people will use caution tape, but in this case, we have adding a barrier is going to help prevent anyone from coming in and tampering with evidence that we have. It's also going to make them aware that there is an accident, they do not need to go in this area. The next step you're going to want to do is find some sort of marker. In this case, we found this bag which marks the body. This is going to help determine the angle and where he fell from. Next step you're going to want to do is do a walk-around inspection and collect evidence. As you can see here, this is where the employee fell, and there is evidence to collect. If you have a phone or something you can take pictures with, I would highly recommend doing that. If not, document it down in a piece of notebook. Any evidence you find, you're going to want to add to your final report. The next step you're going to do, check cameras and find out who was involved in the accident scene and go with the interview process.
So when it comes to interviewing after an accident, there's a few things that you want to do and that you don't want to do. And the first thing that I want to do when I start off is I want to do the 5 W's, which is who, when, where, what, and why the incident took place, or where it happened, or what happened in the situation. And the first thing that you want to do when interviewing, you want to make sure that you have a quiet and a safe place to where no one can hear what is going on, where it can be very confidential. And you want to use open-ended questions to where they have multiple opportunities to answer the question in whatever way that they would like.
Mr. Johnson,
Yes, sir.
is there any way that I could pull you aside and ask you what happened at the accident, sir?
Absolutely.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson, for coming and coming and let me interview you today.
Sir.
So I'm just gonna ask you a few questions today. Nothing big. Just be completely honest with me and shoot me straight.
All right.
So the first question I'm gonna ask you is, when did the accident occur?
Happened yesterday, and that would be November 15th, around 11 o'clock, right before lunch.
Okay, thank you. And why was Bob injured?
I was sitting there doing my own task, and he was above me, and I heard them talking. I don't know if they were in a hurry to get for lunch, but I remember Bob sitting on the thing backwards, and I think he leaned and fell back.
Okay. And I'm gonna go kind of back on that question again. Did you hear anything, any exact words?
Just very small conversation. I think they were talking about what they wanted for lunch, nothing in particular.
Okay. And then the last question I'm gonna ask you, can you describe to me in detail what happened?
All I remember is I was sitting there by the ladder, checking everything, and I turned around and I see Bob fall on the ground, but again, I think it was because he was leaning on the thing and he fell backwards.
Okay, well, that's all the questions I have for you today.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson, for coming in here.
No problem.
Writing a report. First, we're going to start with general information of the company. Then we're going to go into the incident details, which are going to be specific to the incident, such as the location, which is here, the construction lab in the safety building, and the actual injury, which was the left leg of the person injured. Then we are going to go into any of the trainings or qualifications that the people involved have, such as did they complete the orientation of the site or did they complete the daily work plan. After that, we're going to gather all of the information and the evidence that we collected from all witnesses and try our best to make recommendations. Then we're going to attach witness statements and statements from supervisors to validate our report, have our supervisors and ourselves sign off on this report, again, for validation. And we need to attach all documents such as photos, sketches, or again, witness statements.
When taking corrective actions, you want to take the report that was written in the interview process, and you want to see if any corrective actions can be made from those to avoid future injury or incident. One of the things that we saw in the report was that the wood was loose from the stairwell. You have to look into the cost and see if that's going to be reasonable for the company to handle when taking that corrective action. When replacing the wood, is it better to put something a little bit stronger in there, or is it just going to be the wood, replacing the wood? Another thing that they were talking about was the slip, trip, and fall hazards that were on the stairs, such as the rain boot and the harness. This is a simple fix. We just need to get some training going on housekeeping and make sure that we're implementing the training and the employees are abiding by it. We've got to keep our areas clean. We've got to be picking up after ourselves. Can't have something like this happen again. Oh, hey, how's it going over there? This is the training portion of the corrective actions. When training, you want to implement the training before the actions are taken. Make sure everybody knows what's going on around them before anything changes. Make sure the training is relevant to what they just happened, such as the housekeeping area that we just had. We would give a housekeeping training for it. You can use the incident as a reference, such as our fellow patient Bob here, who fell. Maybe it will help the employees realize how close it is to them and figure out what it could happen to them as well. A competent person should also be conducting the training, because a competent person can qualifies to be able to give that class and make sure everybody is trained correctly. You want to also train them on how to use action to use the corrective action to make it safer for them, and make them realize that the action is being used to make it safer for them, not to not for the company to lose more money. Let them know why we put it in there, why we're trying to help them make it safer, and why this training course is needed for them so that we can avoid future injury or future incident. Such as this housekeeping course, it will help them in the long run to remember, pick up after yourself, so a slip like that does not happen again. And anyways, back to the class. Question, Bob. The training course is over and the corrective action has been implemented. You want to make sure to walk around and check in on your employees, talk to them, answer any questions they might have, and let them know that this is here to keep them safe. Isn't that right, Logan?
Boy, you tell me.
So these are the key components of our accident investigation. Thank you guys for coming. We want to give a shout out to Bob here for sustaining all the injuries he has in the last 2 days. Besides him, no one else was injured in the making of this video. I want to do a quick run through of our accident investigation. The first thing we have, first aid, medical treatment. Make sure your employees are taken care of. The next thing is to go about analyzing the accident scene, secure the area, collect your evidence. Once you've hit that point, interview your witnesses. Get first eye statement, figure out what happened, and use that to write your final report. Through that final report, once you've completed it all, according to OSHA, you want to go about taking that evidence and making corrective actions. That could be through training or just housekeeping rules, whatever it may be. And then once you've hit the corrective actions, you want to continue to implement new things, watch your safety program to keep your employees safe. Thank you guys, y'all have a good one. We really enjoyed making this, and we're thankful y'all watched it.